Today we look at child actors who ruined their lives. Now, obviously, being thrust into fame so early on in your life is going to have a devastating impact on your mental. It's obviously a lot to handle because usually the parents are pretty oppressive. Like, you don't just normally randomly get into acting and get recruited by this agent. It's usually your parents signing you up for these roles and stripping you of your childhood. It's not really all that it's cracked up to be. Like, sure, you're rich, you're famous. I don't even know if you have access to any of that money, honestly, because your parents are probably hoarding it in cases like Ryan Toys review or something like that. But the problems with being famous at a young age are pretty obvious. You're probably going to get bullied in school for being this random actor in this random film, and you kind of lose your soul. You're working from when you're born, and your childhood age is not meant to be spent working. So let's check this out. Child celebrities who have terrible lives now.
This video will cover 6 child stars who had a terrible life after fame.
Well, I know one of the stories. Drake is pretty obvious, but...
Begin by talking about Jake Lloyd, who played Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Jake was chosen to play Anakin from 3,000 potential candidates and would perform so well in the billion-dollar movie that he won the best performance in a feature film for an actor under the age of 10. While this might have implied that Jake had a promising film career ahead of him, he'd appear in only one more movie after Star Wars before announcing his acting retirement at the age of 12, explaining that he was bullied heavily as a result of the role.
My God. I was so happy for him. Like, oh, he's retiring at the age of 12. That's awesome. Next sentence, getting bullied. Oh God.
Life was really a living hell, and I had to do up to 60 interviews a day.
60?
The children were really mean to me. They would make the sound of the lightsaber every time they saw me, with this kind of harassment even continuing into Jake's high school and college experience.
You know how they can be in high school. They're so charming and intelligent. College has been similar. They wouldn't let it go.
In other interviews, Jake had been warned about the common path taken by child celebrities.
Child stars have had a bit of a reputation that they turn to, a life of drugs, so may the force be with you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yet this advice...
What? Bro, what the hell? That's so rude. What the heck? You're interviewing the guy, and you're saying he's gonna turn into a drug addict? I guess he's just warning him, but... Seems kind of rude.
Seemed to have no impact as his life began to go downhill beginning in 2015. Jake Lloyd has schizophrenia, stopped taking his medication, and attacked his mother. Indianapolis police were called to the home of Lloyd's mother, Lisa. She said the 26-year-old showed up and yelled at her, saying she ruined his life. Lloyd allegedly knocked her down when she...
Okay, I will say, okay, if you had like an oppressive mother or whatever, possibly did ruin his life. But, yeah, you can't knock her down, brother. What the heck?
Wouldn't let him in the house and stomped her 3 or 4 times, causing bruises and abrasions. He was gone by the time the police showed up and she didn't press charges. Only 3 months later, Jake Lloyd found himself in a high-speed police chase, after which he'd be arrested for reckless driving, driving without a license, and resisting arrest, resulting in 10 months jail time in a psychiatric facility.
Yo, this is wild, bro. Bro had the most insane life ever. Oh my God. But honestly, it's so sad. I don't know, man. It's probably not described as well. Like, okay, hearing everybody's making the lightsaber sound doesn't sound too like oppressive or whatever, but there's much more to this, which I'm sure they're not mentioning. Somebody doesn't turn this completely batshit insane hitting their own mother unless some serious trauma has gone down,
2 years after this, Jake's 26-year-old sister Madison died unexpectedly in her sleep, prompting the mother to release a statement regarding Jake's well-being. Jake has been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, but unfortunately he also has a symptom called anosognosia, which causes a lack of insight into his illness. This only adds to the struggle he faces, which has been very difficult after the tragic loss of his younger sister Madison. He has moved closer to his family, and we are all working hard to help him with this.
Wait, there was no clarification there. What do you mean the sister just randomly died in her sleep? That happens? There's got to be a cause, right? She was at a healthy age? What?
A kind and caring person, and we hope to have him back to his fun and entertaining self as soon as possible. Jake will continue to make progress with the love and support you continue to show, which is promising when compared to the
hope
life
you get better,
of
bro.
Edward Furlong. After playing John Connor in The Terminator 2, Furlong began to mess with drugs, stating, "Hollywood effed me up, man. Lots of money and lots of free coke will turn anybody into a cokehead, with this addiction resulting in his first arrest for driving under the influence without a license." Furlong attended rehab as a result of the incident and was able to stay sober for a number of years. However, by 2009...
Hollywood, bro, what are you doing to these innocent kids, man? God, you watch them in the movie and you're like, oh, this is the life. These guys are famous at such a young age. Turns out they're a cokehead. All right, that's what Hollywood will do to you. The thing with money is that you need it at a point where you're a fully grown adult, right? I believe everybody should have to go through some struggle to come to their earnings and their money and to, fully fledged become an adult. If you get it at a young age, it will drive you insane, bro.
At the age of 32, he was back in the news for punching his girlfriend whilst on drugs. 3 years later, Furlong was arrested again, this time for domestic abuse against his new girlfriend, resulting in a further 6 months in prison, where he'd pick up a meth addiction, although this story actually has somewhat of a happy ending. In July 2022, Furlong announced that he had gotten his teeth fixed, was taking better care of himself, and had been sober for over 4 years.
I'm much happier.
Good shit, bro.
Man. I mean, it feels so good to at least be doing the best you can.
Although this kind of
That's all we can do.
has been unavailable to Drake.
All right, well, I know what happened to this guy. This guy's in the news a lot. And Drake and Josh was one of my favorite shows ever. Me and my brother, we actually watched it on those tapes. Was it VHS tapes or like? There was it was the CD era, the time before the CD era, and you had that box TV, the color TV that made that ridiculous noise each time you click the wrong channel. It'll make that buzzing, static, godforsaken noise. Oh my god, bro, such good times. And it was so funny, man. Drake and Josh, so good.
Whose life has only gotten worse every single year since he starred in Drake and Josh. In 2014, approximately 7 years after the show came to an end, Drake Bell announced that he was filing for bankruptcy, causing a foreclosure on his $2 million mansion. 1 year later, in 2015...
Wait, okay. This I will never understand, okay? Like, listen... You don't need to be a money management guru or something, but you're in Drake and Josh, my guy. How possibly do you come to bankruptcy? What are you spending your money on, G?
He'd be jailed for 4 days as a result of driving under the influence. However, the real drama didn't begin until mid-2020, when his ex-girlfriend would upload a video on TikTok making some pretty severe accusations.
Imagine the worst type of verbal abuse you could ever imagine, and that was what I got. It then turned into physical, hitting, throwing, everything. At the pinnacle of it, he dragged me down the stairs of our house in Los Feliz. My face hit every step on the way down.
Drake Bell would defend himself by stating, "I never abused my ex-girlfriend or did so many of the other things Melissa falsely claimed on her TikTok video. Unfortunately, we both called each other terrible names, as often happens when couples are breaking up, but that is it." Although this response most certainly didn't put an end to the drama, as there was even bigger trouble just around the corner.
Oh yeah, the minors, yeah, there we go. That's what I heard about. I didn't know that.
Explained that he was embroiled in a legal battle for engaging in a relationship with a 15-year-old girl back in 2017. Things became even worse when footage of the trial was uploaded to YouTube.
Party plead to count 2, disseminating matter harmful to juveniles, first-degree misdemeanor.
Guilty.
Let the record reflect defendant has pled guilty. The court accepts that plea.
And while he would plead guilty to child endangerment, Drake Bell would then take to his Instagram to insinuate that he hadn't done anything wrong.
I don't believe the media. If these claims were remotely true, my situation would be very different. I would not be here at home with my wife and...
Okay, wait. Listen, I don't know what actually happened. I don't know if he did the things he did, but saying that, okay, if I was actually a bad person, I'd be in jail is the dumbest defense ever. Because there's a lot of bad people who aren't in jail, buddy. Let's not go there.
Despite finishing by stating that he was at home with his wife, this relationship would last only 1
That person
year,
changed?
as in January 2023, on top of everything that had already happened.
Wait. Her name is Jeanette von Schmeling? Schmeling? I'm sorry, bro. Schmeling, really.
Drake Bell announced that he was also getting a divorce. Considering he's acted in only 2 productions since 2020,
Robot
it's
Chicken.
safe to say that Drake Bell's reputation is pretty much finished.
Never heard of
Although
that?
he's not the only Nickelodeon actor with a spot in this video, as the life of Amanda Bynes has descended into an
Oh
even
my
worse
god,
version
what
of
the hell happened to
Despite
her?
having one of the most famous faces throughout the 2000s, Amanda Bynes would announce her retirement.
I literally have no idea who this is. I'm sorry, I'm not a Hollywood guy. The only thing I watched was Rush Hour, bro, and Was a Kung Fu Panda. That's pretty
from
much
acting
all
in 2010, stating that being an actress isn't as fun as it may seem. If I don't love something anymore, I stop doing it. I don't love acting anymore, so I've stopped doing it. I know 24 is a young age to retire, but you heard it here first.
I know your life is gonna go downhill if you retire at 24, bro. There's no, like, even if you have $60 million in your bank account, you cannot retire at that young age, because as human beings, we need something to do with our time, okay? If you have nothing to do, if you have no purpose, you have no goals, you have no struggles, you're gonna descend into absolute chaos, okay? You need something to do. You need hardship in your life, okay? So, while it's nice to have all that money, you need to create some hardship for yourself.
She'd go on to state that the retirement was because I literally couldn't stand my appearance in Easy A and I didn't like my performance. I was absolutely convinced that I needed to stop acting after seeing it.
Me after every YouTube video.
2 years after retiring, she was charged with driving under the influence and hit and run on 2
Oh my
separate
god,
occasions.
they
2 years
evolve
after
real
this,
quick, huh?
She'd be charged with driving under the influence again, with her court appearance displaying a significant physical decline from just 2 years prior.
Bro.
In the process, Amanda would take to Twitter to call Michelle and Barack Obama ugly before...
Well, that's just unnecessary, isn't it?
or stating that she and her parents were no longer speaking, which accompanied some absolutely wild accusations about her father, including the statement that he had put a microchip in her brain. After she'd also set fire to a driveway, Amanda was put in a mental hospital, after which her parents were given legal ownership over her $5 million estate, as Amanda has been spending large amounts of her
She went to the microchip route, bro. Honestly, I don't doubt it. Okay, in Hollywood, anything's possible. Probably had 15 microchips in her brain, bro. I don't know who's the crazy one at this point.
Savings. It has been reported that she's recently made extensive purchases as gifts from jewelry stores such as Cartier for strangers. Amanda Bynes was diagnosed with
what?
bipolar.
They took away her bank account because she's helping out other people? I think there was more to it. Maybe I skipped over it because I was talking like a
disorder and would attempt to get her life back on track by enrolling in fashion school. However, she was kicked out only 10 months later for showing up high and arguing with her classmates. In 2018, people assumed that she was back to her normal self, as Amanda showed up in magazines looking like this. However, within a year, she'd gotten face tattoos and checked into Alcoholics Anonymous, where she met her new boyfriend who, according to Amanda, had just as many problems as her. In October 2022, she'd make another attempt at fixing her life by enrolling in cosmetic school, yet only 5 months later in March 2023, she was sent to a mental hospital once again, as she was found roaming the streets of Los Angeles without any clothes on. Then there was Orlando Brown, whose role as Eddie Thomas on That's So Raven ended with an equally life. After the show came to an end in 2007, Orlando began to focus on music, during which his life was kept fairly private until he'd enter news headlines approximately 9 years later. Between February and March 2016, Brown was arrested on 2 separate occasions on charges of domestic violence, obstruction of justice, drug possession with the intent to
they've
sell,
committed
and
every
possession of
crime under the sun,
contraband in
bro.
jail. In February 2016, cops claimed he struck his then-girlfriend in the parking lot of a police station and was found by officers to be in possession of methamphetamine. Orlando was given a notice to appear in court, yet he'd instead flee to Las Vegas, where he was caught by bounty hunters.
You left California. It's a felony when you flee.
I didn't flee.
What are you doing here then, brother? You got a warrant for your arrest.
After which things only became
Wait. He's got his hands tied behind his back and he's like, I didn't flee? Brother, I didn't.
worse. A video was released of Orlando being kicked out of a friend's house after lasting only a week in rehab, which was followed by his appearance on the Dr. Phil show, during which he'd state that he'd been sober for 4 years, despite clearly being under the influence on the show.
I'm 4 years sober for a reason. I just now got.
You may be sober, your eyes ain't sober. That's all I'm saying. There's no universe in which they roll back to your forehead, bro.
Out of rehab. I just got out of a no. I'm not doing no more time away from my kids other than I need to.
As a result of this episode, Orlando would return to rehab and get clean before discussing his experience on the No Jumper podcast.
I had a 2-year binge of something that I should have never ever indulged in.
Meth?
Yes, those situations, man, they will never happen again based off of the fact that where I'm trying to go.
And while he'd end his statement by stating that those situations will never happen again, Orlando was back in the news approximately 7 months later in December 2022 after threatening a family member with with a hammer. He's currently undertaking a psychiatric assessment to see if he's
Dude,
eligible.
is this common? Like, is every person in Hollywood like this? What is going on? These are the wildest fucking stories I've ever
pleading
seen.
Insanity. Yet the most tragic story of child fame without a doubt comes from Judy Garland, who played Dorothy Gale in The Wizard of Oz at the age of 16.
Haven't seen this one,
Whilst
but
filming the movie, she was prescribed amphetamines to keep up with the production's grueling schedule, as well as barbiturates to help her sleep when the day was finally over. The
That's
studio
child
also
abuse,
required
right?
Judy to stay
What?
incredibly thin, feeding her nothing but soup and lettuce leaves whilst on set, which she'd explained led to a poor self-image. By the time The Wizard of Oz was finished,
So
she was
messed
being
up.
prescribed amphetamines from 4 different doctors to keep her weight down and her mood up, although this lifestyle began to
that's
catch up to her.
disgusting, bro.
Drugs, getting up late,
Kid.
coming in late to work, and it turned into a nightmare for everybody concerned.
She'd be fired from 3 different movies for intoxication and was constantly in the news for being completely broke. Her kids stated that the family couldn't even afford food at times, which accompanied angry slurred messages about being paid for work.
These weren't delusions. She was broke when she recorded this, and not movie star down to my last Rolls Royce broke, homeless broke.
Bro, I don't think that this is the fault of some of these kids, honestly. It's just the industry completely exploiting them. They're irresponsible parents. These predatory Hollywood industries and these managers securing these contracts. How do you end up broke? And while you're working so hard as a child. Ridiculous.
No money to buy food broke.
By the time Judy Garland was in her 40s, she looked about 15 years older, had been divorced 5 different times, and was performing in a New York bar for $100 per night. While Judy Garland maintained that she had never done anything wrong in her entire life,
The only mistake I ever did, the only harm I ever did was sing Over the Rainbow.
she would die of an overdose at the age of 47 on the exact same drug that she was prescribed during The Wizard of Oz, with her estate being worth a measly $40,000.
Nah, bro, this is sad as hell, bro. Click this video or you become a child actor.